I'm not much of a talker. In high school, my silent self dreaded class presentations. And joining this team as a meek little freshman, sitting across from the stunning Sophie Morgan, I would literally get the shakes every time I'd have to get up and talk about my team goals. As Steph pointed out in our senior day meeting, my freshman self barely had the confidence to look her in the eye. But that is no longer the self that I am. The fact that I'm standing here, only mildly nauseous, just brushes the surface of the tremendous personal growth that I've experienced over my past 4 years at Harvard, a generous heaping of which I must attribute to my time on HWSD. These 4 flippin', bouncin', twistin', kicking years, I've not only survived, which at some points I doubted was possible, but have cherished. But all things must come to an end, and it is in these times of ending that we reflect and find meaning in the stories of ourselves. When reflecting upon this particular ending, the expressions, save the best for last, and you don't know what you got till it's gone, come to mind. The final hurrah at Princeton, although not victorious in a numerical sense, could not have provided me a more perfect ending to my diving story. Got it right. So it almost sounds somewhat sacrilegious to say it out loud, but I'm almost glad that we didn't win that week, because this Ivies to me meant more than winning. This Ivies meant Cassie, not only making the Ivy team for the first time, but freaking finaling in 1 meter. I've never been more proud of her. It meant Kendall collapsing into tears after her morning heat of the 200 back, barely able to breathe, but then coming back to kill it in the night session when it mattered most. It meant laughing hysterically from the ECAC Harlem Shake video, as Carol commanded with her step and swag. It meant Alex overcoming her own disappointment to throw herself behind her teammates who had finaled. It meant Brittany snagging the title as the only Ivy champion Harvard diving has seen since St. Papadakis. I've never cried harder for someone else's achievements. It meant me finally, after 4 years, understanding what good underwaters meant. This Ivies meant being inspired by everyone and everything and wishing that Sherry Lou would talk all the days. This Ivies meant loving swimming, diving, and HWSD. If we had won, I might not have seen or cherished those things, and realized that I could not be more proud or honored to identify my current self with this team. But please, please, please go kick their asses next year. The love's there. But for this ending, I must say thank you. Thank you to each and every single woman in this room for their heart and genuine love. To you all, I owe this unexpectedly warm, fuzzy feeling I have at the end of my crazy diving career. To the coaches, Steph, Chris, Matt, Arturo, for nurturing this team in more ways than athletics alone. To Sean Teasy for making us jacked and fabulous. To Keith for your lovable limericks, clown dives, and for always supporting me in my athletic and academic decisions. I obviously must conclude with a shout out to the divers, past and present. To the boys of this team for being eternally fabulous, and my brothers who I'll love forever. To Lulu for that cheetah dress and microbiotics. To Emily for that special moment we shared in the PSK. To Cassie for her casseroleness and constant drama. To Amanda for being the comfiest rooming buddy of all the meets. To Skylar for being the most outstanding enigma. To Alex for adopting me as a stand-in Stanton, see what I did there, and for freshman year we shared together. To Brittany for being the biggest bitch of a diver captain Harvard diving ever did see. Our 4-year friendship I wouldn't trade for the world. To say that this semi-obscure, semi-exclusive posse that is Harvard diving meant a lot to me would be just a little bit of an understatement. In my 4 years at college, maybe even in my 22 years in this world, I have never laughed, cried, snuggled, sang, danced, Snapchatted, crushed it, tanned, loathed, but oh so loved more than I have with this special group. These are the people who made the self I am today. The self that I now lamentably, victoriously, amusingly, but officially adore.